Oh, wouldn't be a show of mine if we didn't start out with some kind of screwiness, would it? Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Monkey in the Morning. I absolutely forgot to hit mute. And you know why? I'll tell you. I I muted the stream like I normally do before the show, but I had to adjust my mic. So I had muted my mic and I unmuted my mic thinking, hey, I'm unmuted now. And I forgot to hit the button on the screen to unmute. So welcome to Monkey in the Morning. I'm your host, the Ranting Monkey. I hope you're having a wonderful day. It is Friday. Weekend's coming. Hope you guys are looking forward to that. I'm good. I had a pretty good day yesterday. Largely pain free. I actually got up and did stuff. I made dinner and washed dishes and was like productive. And I don't even know how to deal with that. And the best part of it is I'm not paying for it right now. Typically, if I do something like that, the next day, automatically it starts out with a, ugh. And instead, Jack, did I not send you did I forget to send you the link? Son of a, oh no, I sent it. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. Sorry, Jack. 1 second, y'all. This is embarrassing. I'm off to a great start today. Oh, can I? Yeah, this doesn't actually show anything. I just want to share this screen with you so that y'all can see. I tried to do this. Oh, it's not letting me do it. Anyway, Jack, I put it into the thing, but I forgot to hit send. So there you are. You can come hang out now. Sorry about that. You know what, guys? I should just stop this. And I told you, having a good day threw off everything. I can't even think normal now because I didn't forget, Jack. I just forgot to hit send. I did put it in there. God damn it. Oh, it's going to be a good show. All right, we got to talk about Google. We're going to wait for Jack to come in. But yeah, we got to talk about this Google Gemini thing because it's been on the radar for a couple of days. And I didn't get into it yesterday because we had so much to do with that story with that next person. And this is a deeper dive than just a simple, oh, look, Google's being racist again. I mean, it's not like we haven't seen this kind of stuff from them. Remember after Trump wins, they go and they have a crying meeting with all of their fucking employees because, oh my God, the racist man won.
Yeah, my parents tried to ditch me at the zoo.
Dude, I am so sorry. I'm like, I know I sent that.
That's hurtful, Monkey. Hurtful.
I apologize. That's on me. In this case, because there really have been like 3 times I've forgotten to give you the link. I'm not counting this one. This is a whole separate incident. This is the kind of thing that's happened to other people before. This has happened when I've sent Undoom the link before, where I paste it into the thing, hit enter, and expect it to go, but you still have to click the little arrow it puts up instead.
Yeah.
And I don't know why they do that.
Because they hate us.
Yeah, but normally all I have to do with you is just hit enter and it pops up. I don't know what the difference is. Fuck Twitter. Fix your shit. But I'm glad you're here now. How you doing, my friend?
Yeah, I'm all right. How are you doing?
I'm decent, man. I'm pretty good.
Oh, wow.
I know, right?
I'm weirded out and worried at the same time.
That's what screwed up the opening of the show, man. That's why everything's gone wrong, is because I'm feeling good.
I don't know. When you go to sleep, I'm gonna be like checking on all my family. Look, my uncle just died on my mom's side on Monday, and I just found out about it. So I'm losing uncles left and right, dude. So then my dad got out of the hospital today. So I'm worried that if you fall asleep, something tragic's gonna happen. I don't want that.
Yeah, and I don't blame you for that either, because I would be worried too. All right, Jack, I want to make sure I got the right image up here. I think it's this one. Yeah, there we go. I'm just going to throw this on the screen as we talk about this at the beginning. There's a lot to cover with this. We're going to talk about Gemini. This has been blowing up for a couple of days, but really came to a head yesterday when finally came out and admitted that, yeah, maybe having George Washington as a black man is not, really accurate.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you're going to rewrite history, this would be the way to do it.
Unless you're typing in, show me the cast of Hamilton who played George Washington. George Washington shouldn't be black.
Shouldn't be, but again, if you're trying to erase history and rewrite it in your own vision, like this is the type of stuff like the Moors, those like sovereign citizen black guys that claim they're Moors.
Oh yeah, yeah,
This type of shit they claim, like George Washington, black,
yeah.
Mozart, black.
For those who are not up on this story, Google has an AI generation machine called Gemini. It was just renamed, Jack. Didn't it used to be called like Bard or something like that?
Yeah, yeah,
Um, and they just released their. Oh, coming through. Make sure I'm not dipping out there. They just had released their ability that their AI generated art, basically their AI generated pictures to match Chat GPT and all those idiots who do this stuff. Um, all the other AI tools, I guess I should say. And people noticed really quickly that it was damn near refusing to generate white people.
yeah.
Thank you, Snubber. As I understand it, they only got upset about it with the diverse Nazis. Yes, we'll get to the diverse Nazis. And that is true. They were asked, show me a picture of a Nazi, and they had black Nazis, man.
Yeah, yeah. I saw a lot of Indian or people from India that were like British, supposedly, like in the old times. There's been a ton of these images, and they're all sadly hilarious.
Well, this one's not exactly Nazi. This is the just show me a image of a soldier from 1929 Germany, and we somehow have an American Indian and a Chinese woman.
Yes, well, I mean, like you did. I mean, they were a very diverse group. Real quick, thank you, Ro and Cloud. Hey, Jack, happy to see you are able to join the stream since Monkey forgot you. Yeah, I agree. Thank you. Much appreciated.
Keldrick, thank you. Monkey's feeling good. That's bad news for the rest of us. Your suffering is how we appease the old gods so they don't destroy us. And I happily wear that mantle, and that's my albatross. But apparently the albatross flew away a little bit today.
Mike said George Washington was a Pakistani woman. Racist.
Right?
Right?
Well, the guy who oversees this, I wanted to show you guys what he said, but he has locked down his account.
Basically, some of it's in that article I sent you.
Yeah, I have like 4 articles up about this, and I'm not sure if they have the whole quote in there.
Oh, man. Once you learn a little bit more about this guy, none of this should be surprising.
Well, before we get to what he did say, right before he locks everything down, somebody posted these pictures and says it's embarrassingly hard to get Google's Gemini to acknowledge that white people exist. What you can't see in the picture is he put in the prompt, show me a picture of an American woman. And he did this with various different countries, and all of them came up the same way. That you'll notice in a country that is 63% white.
Mm-hmm.
There's out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 pictures. There's 2 white girls.
Yeah.
And Mr. Jack, this I don't know how you say his last name. Kwaski, I guess. Kraski. Polish names always give me trouble. But Mr. Jack here, not our Jack, not Jack. We'll call it Mr. Not Jack here says, here's what I got on the first attempt, and we can't see his picture, but he says, all of your answers look correct for what it's worth. Well, you're not wrong. I mean, you probably could find women who look like that in America. But if you're going with even your average, that's not even average.
That's not close.
That's not even half and half. The largest portion of this country is white women. They're the biggest group in the country, and they got 2 out of 16, 1/8 representation.
Uh-oh. Matt just said Schrodinger's white guy.
Yes. The show me blonde people was especially funny. I didn't see that one, but I'm sure it is.
My God, all of these were hilariously stupid. This is, if you'd done this to any other race, it would have been a huge scandal.
Can you imagine saying, show me Frederick Douglass? and a picture pops up of me, how people would feel about that?
Oh my god. What, you as ranting monkey or your normal face?
Either.
Yeah, well, you're not wrong. I think it'd be a little worse if your avatar showed up. That
Yeah,
might be a little
right.
scandalous.
The whole notion here, but he goes, the Mr. Not Jack that we were just talking about a moment ago, his basic excuse for this is, hey, there's more than white people in the world.
Yeah, but historical figures. This is like watching the Anne Boleyn series from BBC a few years ago, where it was played by a black woman. You're like, what the fuck are you talking about? Anne Boleyn was clearly white.
I hear you, but I think it's a little bit more even insidious than that.
Oh, this is absolutely more insidious. This is the next
Because
logical step in that ladder, though, of erasing people.
if you go, let's say pre-Google Gemini here, and you said, show me Anne Boleyn, unless you're looking for the movie or what was a TV show, right?
Yeah, it was a TV miniseries or something.
They would show you pictures of her rather than showing you a black woman.
Well, they did
Now,
have that scandal recently where their search results were getting skewed.
yeah, we're going to get to that too, because this is why I say it's called Google's most blatant racism in the title here,
Yeah.
because this isn't Google's only racism. Thank you, Mighty Balzac. AI is looking more like artificial stupidity.
I would argue artificial evil.
I'm going to say it again because I get pushback anytime I say this, but it is the absolute truth. Artificial intelligence isn't intelligence at all. It has to be programmed by humans. It will only do what humans tell it to do or allow it to do. And in this case, we get to see it. Rowan Cloud, thank you so much. Who says, glad to hear you had a good day as well, Monk. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. Yeah, I really did. I enjoyed myself. Other than politics, well, you know how that goes. I'm not gonna lie, Jack. I like getting angry at politics. Had a good day on that front too.
Nice. Oh, thank you, Keldrick. There's so many white women, they single-handedly managed to cause the rest of America's problems. You're not wrong.
DK says, nope, this is what it was programmed to do. Yes. And this is why when people are like, no, computers can learn. No, they really can't. They can only do what they were told to do. And this is what this computer was told to do. It's absolutely 100%. They put out a thing where their what is it, their value principle statement or whatever for this. And a large portion of it is representation and equity. Equity is all over that document. It's absolutely asinine. It's absolutely asinine. And they didn't really see a problem with it. Can I show you my favorite picture? And I don't know why this one makes me laugh so much. It's not even all of the not even George Washington or any of this stuff. It's this picture right here of the Chinese skater, or Asian, I guess I should say, where they just kind of put an Asian face on a hockey player.
It's random.
Are there even any Asian hockey players?
Asian women hockey players? I've never seen one.
I feel like I mean, I'm not saying they're not allowed to do it or anything. It's just like really fucking weird. What was the other one? Oh, here's one from the founding fathers all together.
And a plus servant.
Yeah, apparently Lin-Manuel Miranda made it into the picture somehow. I'm really not sure what the fuck they were doing. Oh, I know what they were doing. I don't know why. You know what? No, I do. They thought they would get celebrated for this. They thought, and in some circles they were. It wasn't, as was pointed out by our chat, it wasn't until the Nazi images pop up. And I could not find the one with the black guy in it. If anybody has that, let me know. But there's one, it's a black man in a Nazi outfit. In black, it's a black and white photograph looking thing.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until that when they finally went, oh my God, maybe putting people of color in every picture is a bad idea. And if it wasn't for that, they'd still be doing it. It's just odd. It's weird that this is happening. And it's not surprising that they thought they could get away with it. The only
There's no idea.
surprise here is it took so long for somebody to think to make the Nazi picture to kick off the real backlash.
Well, it had to hit the Medicare crowd because check side chats in there.
Cool.
Because those are the guys that are going to be the first ones to try and do crazy fun stuff.
Let's see. Pull this one over here. Blow it up so we can actually see it. Yep, there you go, guys. There's Nazi pictures for you. Don't worry, man. This is okay because the world isn't only white. Isn't it weird that their reaction to this picture isn't, hey, diversity? It's their answer to everything up to this point. It was like, hey, there's no issue with this. A black founding father? Of course there was. I mean, not in America, but
it's
surely
some alternate reality, maybe. But
and can I point out in that picture? I want to go back to that one for a second. They made his powdered wig black. He should have a powdered wig if he's in this picture. Am I wrong?
No.
The other men in this picture are wearing their powdered wigs, as was tradition at the time, and he's sporting a fro.
Which, honestly, at the time he wouldn't have had because lice was rampant, and that's why they wore the powdered wigs.
Yeah, this is actually more racist than even it looks on the surface. Like they let him in there to help craft the founding documents, Jack, but he wasn't allowed to have that white hair. For fuck's sake. Anyway, let's look at some of the articles on this because there's a few. Let me see. I don't want that one. Oh my god. Sorry, I had to blow everything up so we could see the pictures. Now I gotta minimize it back to its normal size. I have several articles on this. That's the second one we want to look at. Okay, I only have 2 articles. The one you sent me and then another one. White privilege is fucking real. Google Gemini product leads old tweets allegedly resurface amid woke image fiasco. Now, can I just say I've seen so many articles about this stuff, Jack, where they'll say things like the alleged wokeism or the alleged racism, or in this case, the alleged old tweets. There is old fucking tweets. He has locked down his account so people can't go back and find the rest of his shitty stuff he said. The guy's is just a wokey, but all of this alleged stuff, like there was a criminal conspiracy and they're afraid of getting sued for calling him a racist. They have no problem doing it with anyone else. They have no problem calling Donald Trump a racist or putting his tweets up and saying Donald Trump said this allegedly about shit. But suddenly when it's this nonsense, there's all the allegations.
Yeah, that's just empty allegations. They're obviously trying to destroy this man for no reason.
A top Google executive responsible for absurdly woke AI chatbot Gemini has come under fire after allegedly declaring in tweets that white privilege is fucking real and America is rife with egregious racism. I'm going to agree with him on that last part. America is rife with egregious racism right now. It's against white people, so they pretend it's not racism. Being racist against white people, still racist, folks. Racism is wrong on all levels. Stop it. The politically charged tweets allegedly made by Jack Krosky, I think is how you say it. I don't know how you say it. Again, get a real last name, all right? The senior director of products for Gemini Experiences surfaced on X on Thursday, a day after the Post reported on Gemini's strange habit of generating diverse images that were historically or factually inaccurate. Yeah, when this guy responds to it in the tweet I wanted to show you, he actually says that history has more nuance. They shut down the whole thing, guys. They shut down the image generator because they said they got to work on it. And his wording, he actually said that because history is nuanced. It's not a matter of nuance. It's not like we're arguing about whether Washington had Polish or Irish roots, right? That would be a more nuanced discussion. Oh, you didn't get his nose quite right. It's a little too big for his ancestors. It's not that he was fucking white. That's not a nuanced thing. It's the nuance, you guys. The fucking nuance. That's the issue.
Yeah, you just don't know history, monkey. Clearly, George Washington was a black man. We just saw the evidence.
It's not nuanced to say Nazis weren't black men.
What? What? You bigot. The black people could be Nazis too. I have total faith they could if they wanted to.
That's the weird part of it. I mean, because that's why they take it down. I mean, we all know that's what did it, right?
Yeah.
When people finally started going, okay, show me a Nazi, and he still comes back with instead of it's important to get history right. It's important to not show black people as Nazis in 40s Germany. It's like, no, history's got nuance. The fuck is wrong with you? Anyway, the politically charged tweets. Oh, we already read that part. After Gemini's strange habit of generating diverse images that were historically or factually inaccurate when users asked for pictures of Vikings or America's founding fathers. By Thursday afternoon, Not Jack had set his X account to private and scrubbed any mention of Google or his role at the company from his account bio. Shocking. Officer Buck, thanks so much. History is nuanced, but only European history. True. One of the hardest parts about this is figuring out which of these were actually made by Gemini and which of them are people having fun now. Because I don't know if these are true images. Somebody said they finally got Gemini to show a white person by asking for pictures of Clarence Thomas.
Yeah. That was funny.
By Thursday afternoon, he'd set it to account. Not Jack 40 had set his X feed to private setting, but screenshots of his purported tweets, most of them made before he was hired by Google in 2020, revealed a distinctly ultra progressive bias. White privilege is fucking real, he allegedly wrote. I'm so tired of that. In a post dated April 13th, 2018. Why would that be even considered out there, Jack? It's not like people saying white privilege is fucking real is in any way seen as controversial in society, and especially not in the press or the mainstream. I love how and I like the post most of the time, but they're giving this benefit of doubt. Like, look, guys, he might not have been racist back then. Don't be an asshole and act guilty about it. Do your part in recognizing bias at all levels of egregious. Does that sound like something made up? Does that sound like something you'd need a chat AI to write for you? Or does that sound like the kind of shit a lefty piece of crap who made this would write?
Well, they are kind of robots, so
Allegedly. On January 20th, 2021, Not Jack allegedly referred to President Biden's inaugural address as one of the greatest ever for acknowledging systemic racism and reiterating the American ideal of the dream for the world. But we need to work on ourselves to earn it. Fuck you. Thank you, Officer Buck. I allegedly super chatted. I appreciate your allegations. I don't understand why we're playing the alleged game here. They could have just shown the screenshots. Yeah, by the way, this is our douchebag who's in charge of this. When you take it with his statement, about, hey, look, yeah, we screwed this up. We did this on purpose because there's not just white people in the world, but history is nuanced. And again, guys, I'm barely paraphrasing what he said. Does it sound like those other two quotes are like drastically out of context or drastically out of character? I just really hate that allegedly shit.
He looks like Rick from the Young Ones.
he kind of looks like Lars Ulrich, but with hair still.
Huh.
In another post from October 21st, 2020, apparently after he voted against Donald Trump in the presidential election, Not Jack wrote, wait, what?
What?
I'm October 21st, 2020, apparently after he voted against Trump. Was he voting in the primary? The election's in November.
Early voting or cast his ballot.
Oh, right. 2020. Yeah. I forgot about that. I've been crying in intermittent bursts for the past 24 hours since casting my ballot. Filling in that Biden-Harris line felt cathartic.
That's weird.
Anybody have any doubt that this guy cried because he was able to vote for, a racist and his token dick sucker? Anyone? The Polish-born, when I said his Polish last name, I didn't know he was actually Polish-born. Polish people, fix your last names. ZXC is not actually a sound you can make. It's like Native American words, man. Charlevoix, not spelled how you might think it would be. Just saying. The Polish-born tech savant also allegedly described America as a place where racism is the number one value our populace seeks to uphold above all.
Well, he can go home then. Fuck him.
I feel like he's proving it. What they did with this not chat GPT, with this Gemini thing is racist. And he's like, look, we're all racist. Believe they're racist when they tell you they're racist. And declared that we obviously have egregious racism in this country. Oh, sweet, sweet irony. In other screenshots that made the rounds on social media, efforts to reach the dickhead directly were not immediately successful. Anybody shocked that this would be the guy who was in charge of this program? Anyone? Can somebody go, yeah, monkey, I'm shocked. If you can, I want you to go see a doctor immediately. But Jack, I want to talk about this story too. Google's push to lecture us on diversity goes beyond AI. The future is here, and it turns out to be very, very racist. Can we give it up to the Post for being honest?
Right.
As the New York Post reported yesterday, Google's Gemini GI image generator claims to have a lot of things, but historical accuracy is not among them. If you ask the program to give you an image of the founding fathers of this country, the AI will return you images of Black and Native American men signing what appears to be a version of the American Constitution. At least that's more accurate than the images of popes thrown up. Sorry, yeah, the Pope one was awesome too. Lots of female Black and Native American popes. I don't know if you guys know this. Rome is just filled with Black and American indigenous women.
Yeah, like they do.
You can't walk down the street without tripping over one.
Yeah, it's a maze. Get it? Maze corn.
Nice. Well done. A request. Oh, hang on 1 second. Is that still ducking out when a thing comes through?
Most of the time it does. That time it did not.
Man, I wish I could figure that out. Thank you, Keldrig. The poll's right, just not for the reasons he thinks. Yes. And we've said this so many times when the racism thing comes up. Racism is alive and well in America. Systemic racism is alive and well in America. It's just directed at white people.
Yo, Whitey.
Yeah, fucking Whitey's allowed to be oppressed because we have so much power, Jack.
Oh, yeah. Power plus privilege.
A request for an image of one of the Holy Fathers gives up an image, among others, of a Southeast Asian woman. Yep.
Accurate.
The female Asian Pope.
Yep. Like you do. Oh, real quick. Thank you, Frosted. The point here is that Google Gemini thoroughly proved conservatives wrong. I learned all about World War II in school, So stop claiming no one talks about black on black crime.
Hey, fair,
Also, have
fair.
you heard about the night of broken Popeyes? Brutal.
I don't know what that is.
He replaced Popeyes instead of the night of long knives.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Some people are surprised by this. I'm not. Several years ago, I went to Silicon Valley to try to figure out what the hell was going on with Google Images among enterprises. Because Google Images were already throwing up a very specific type of bias. If you typed in gay couples and asked for an image, you got lots of happy gay couples. Ask for straight couples, and you get images of, well, gay people. It's true. You know what happens if you search computer generated art from Gemini? Oddly enough, none of this stuff comes up.
Oh, I'm shocked.
You go to the images, and it's all artwork that was used in the promotion of Gemini. None of it is the pictures that we've seen so far. None of it is a Chinese female ice skater.
They don't fuck with their algorithm at all. What are you talking about? I don't know where you get that notion.
It was the same if you want to see couples of any orientation. Ask for images of black couples, and you get lots of happy black couples. Ask for white couples, and you got black couples or interracial couples, many of them gay. I asked people in Silicon Valley what the hell was going on, and was told that this was what they call machine learning fairness.
What the fuck kind of creepy nonsense word speak is that?
Basically it's AI equity, Jack. The idea is that we human beings are full of implicit bias, and that as a result, we need the machines to throw up unbiased images. Yeah, so if you ask for a couple or a picture of a white couple, it needs to show you a interracial couple or a black couple, because clearly you're going to be biased if you're looking for a white couple and see it. What happens if you can you imagine the pushback if you look for black couple and it showed nothing but white people?
Yeah.
This is where your systemic racism is these days, guys. Except that the machines were clearly very biased indeed, much more so than your average human. What became clear to me is that this was not the machines working on their own. The machines had been skewed by human interference. Once again, it's a computer. It can't actually think for itself. Here, I want you guys to go do this. Go buy a computer. Get yourself a empty hard drive. Nothing on it. No operating system, nothing. And turn it on. And ask it, hey, show me a picture. It's not going to know what the fuck you're even trying to do, because you need programs written by people to tell it how to act. And that goes for this artificial. Too many people see artificial intelligence and they've seen too many movies. It's kind of like the gun thing, Jack, where everybody has their ideas of this based on Hollywood nonsense. If you look at Hollywood nonsense, you can go back in the 1980s and just using a cheap computer you bought, get into the nuclear weapons program.
Wait. Are you telling me Hollywood lies to us?
Yeah, see, we used to know that this was fiction.
What?
Now people treat it like that's actually how it works.
Well, I mean, the word literally now means figuratively, so fictional obviously also means factual.
Dude, if you shoot somebody in the chest with a shotgun from 20 feet away, they will fly 50 feet out a window of a high rise.
That's just science, dude.
That's just science, man.
It's just science.
It's stop taking everything you learn from Hollywood, guys.
What?
It's literally
listen to
just
this
a computer
Hollywood
program.
denier, you guys.
I know,
Hollywood
right?
denier.
What became clear to me was it was not the machines. I just checked again today, and Google Images is still pulling the same trick. And there you go. You get, I guess that's there's two white couples there. Happy senior white couple and young couple smiling. All of the other ones have interracial stuff to it. I'm not sure why you would need to look up white couple. Maybe you're making a screenshot for or a thumbnail for a YouTube video about it.
Yeah, talk about
But
how evil they are. I know, right?
but it should be spitting out or pictures of white people.
Ugh, the most sinister of all people.
And if all you typed in was show me a couple or relationship or something like that, and it popped it up. Look, anybody who's watched TV recently has noticed that there are no white couples anymore. There just aren't. Everything is interracial or gay. It absolutely is. And if you point that out, people are, you're just racist. I'm not racist. I just happen to notice that the majority of the country is being purposefully sidelined for this shit.
I don't know. I think it's pretty racist to notice things, Monkey. I mean, you're kind of a monster for noticing.
It would be one thing if it wasn't so blatant. You know, if they're just like every once in a while, but every goddamn thing has to have interracial nonsense.
Oh yeah, you got to have your interracial couple. Like half of them are black, and then there's some like Latinos and maybe an Inuit or something. And then you've got your gays, of course, mandatory gays. There has to be a gay couple and everything now. So
can I just point out that the interracial couples here are all interracial in the exact same way?
That is a hate fact, good sir. You
all
would do well to not notice.
All 6 of these pictures have white women in them. Not one of them is a black woman with a white guy. What? Not one. Yeah, they couldn't find Bill Burr, for fuck's sake. Anyway.
Well, he was busy that day.
If you ask for images of a gay couple, you get lots of happy gay couple. Ask for a straight couple, and the first thing that come up are a piece asking whether straight couples should really identify as such. The second picture is captioned "Queer Lessons for Straight Couples." I kind of want to read that article now. Shortly after, you get an elderly gay couple with the tag "Advice for Straight Couples from Long-Term Gay Couple." Then a photo with the caption, "Gay couples have less strained marriages than straight couples, unless they're lesbians." Which group has the highest domestic violence rate? Lesbians.
Whitey. I don't know.
Although trans people might be changing that.
Oh, yeah.
Remember, all that trans death tends to come from other trans people.
You are noticing things again, Monkey. We've talked about this.
Frosted, thank you so much. Look up the Obamas and you get a gay couple. That is true. But anyway, I don't want to harp on that article too much longer. If you guys want to read the rest of it, go ahead. But the point being, this isn't new to them. It's stuff that's been in plain sight for quite a while. And guys, I don't have anything against interracial couples. Actually, I've said this before. I still mean it. If the entire country becomes just, one weird shade of mocha, I'm fine with it. What I'm not fine with is the blatant racism to white people. I'm not fine with blatant racism, Jack.
Listen to you.
And that is what we have here. I mean, the literal you can't even, can I say whitewashing in this
I think it would be mocha splashing.
Mocha splashing. There we go. We didn't actually show the picture, but here you go. Here's one of the ones for the Pope. There's a black Pope and a Native American Pope. What Pope name do you think the Native American Pope went with? Pope Two Dogs Humping?
Sinner Slayer. That sounds pretty badass.
Summer, thank you. Was the trans violence ever proven? I forget the study. I'm not going based on a study. I'm going based on their own stuff when they show us all of the trans people being killed. And if you go look at it, they say it's trans violence. In damn near every instance, I don't want to say every instance, but most of them, it is either trans on trans violence or trans in their domestic partner violence. So a trans woman and a gay man, let's be honest about what it is, and a gay man, the gay man kills the ex-lover. It's domestic violence. It's not that somebody's like, I hate trans people and kill the trans person. It's their ex who did it. And you can look it up because it's fairly easy to look up. There's only like what 70 a year. And yeah,
Something like
look it
that.
up. Most of it is that. Now, if you're talking about just violence in general, that one I don't know if there's been studies done on, honestly. I do know that all the oh my god, they're killing the trans people. Yeah, trans people and the people who have sex with them. Just saying. All right. Did all of those. It's time to change this up. Jack, anything else you want to say about these racist shitbags?
No, it's just kind of pathetic, but so predictable.
It really is. Yeah.
And I think we're going to see a lot more of this shit. They're just going to get more subtle about it or better at hiding it.
Wow. Keldrick, thank you. Pope dances with altar boys and Pope Trayvon Floyd.
Wow. Dances with altar boys. Oh, man, I wish I'd come up with that.
That is amazing. That is amazing. No, you know what bothers me about this, honestly, is that this blew up and they're taking it down to fix it. And what they'll do is they'll fix it so that obvious things like George Washington, it'll pop up George Washington. But the stuff like we just read in that article, like show me a black couple, it'll be all black couples. Show me a white couple. No.
Yeah, that's problematic and maybe offensive.
Yeah.
They'll make it so you can't screen share or take screenshots of it. Shit like that. So when they accidentally let like a black Gehring through, or Nelson Mandela's wife is suddenly white for some reason, they'll hide all that shit so you can't document it.
Yeah, all they're going to do is scrub this a little bit so that they can get away with it.
Yep.
That's it. Anyway, Jack, we have some other news, and this one's really weird. Before we get to this, I just want to point out, I don't think I brought up an article for it, but Vice is shutting down their website.
Yeah, I saw that. A lot of people sent me that one. I mean, is anyone surprised?
Well, they're shutting down the website, and they're not shutting down Vice entirely, but they're laying off hundreds of employees. If you told me Vice was run by 100 employees, I would have laughed at you. Like, really? It takes 100
what do
people?
98 of them do?
And they're shutting down the website to go to what they're calling studio work. They are going to be making videos that other people will put out for them. Like, they'll throw it up on YouTube, or they'll go to Midas Touch and have them put it out for them. So you need a lot less people for that than whatever they're doing right now. But one of their employees who's being laid off, or at least is suspecting he's going to lose his job, said during the meeting when this was announced that, hey, there's no real good reason to do that, to take down everything we've ever written before. They can't pay for it, shithead. They filed for bankruptcy in the middle of last year.
That's no excuse. How does work?
They have too many people doing shit job. They're trying to be young and cool, and they never were. Vice used to be a really great site. Once Gavin left, it went to woke shit. I don't know that I saw it under Gavin. I know I've been talking shit about Vice for a long, long time.
Yeah. No, I used to watch a lot of Vice stuff just because they had a lot of weird stuff. And it was a lot better under Gavin.
Thank you, Snubber, who says Vice was decent when it started out, but it sold out quickly. Yeah. I've been forgetting to do this today. I'm so sorry about that. This is why I don't do it on a normal basis, because I know I'm going to forget. And whoops, see, and it jumps on me.
You forget things?
I do. Pocahontas. Stop it.
Ah, nice.
Dangerous. Thanks so much. Pocahontas. Also, we have Black Hitler. Uhura. Fuck you. I can't say words. Thank you, Dangerous. I appreciate that. Pocahontas. Oh my God. Our audience is funnier than we are, Jack.
Don't tell them that. They'll go make their own shows and make more money than us. We're poor. We can't afford to have the audience leave.
Oh yeah, Evolved asked Gavin. No. Yeah, Gavin McGinnis. He was the one who he founded it, didn't he?
Yeah, and I totally spelled his name wrong in the chat.
It's close enough.
I didn't care that much.
Anyway, there's been other layoffs going around, including at CBS, and that's where our next story takes us, Jack. Because it's fucking weird. CBS seizes confidential files of fired employee pursuing Hunter Biden laptop story in unprecedented move, according to sources.
Yeah, not a cover up at all. This is Catherine Heritage. She's a very well respected journalist. Like she's broken a lot of news over the years. This is really, really weird that they did this to her. But then again, if you're doing a cover up.
The acclaimed CBS reporter who was investigating the Hunter Biden laptop scandal before she was fired last week had her personal files seized by the network in an unprecedented move, sources told the Post on Thursday. Yeah, typically when you're fired from news places, you just take your shit with you.
Yeah. Especially your notes.
They've had some of this happening recently, though, Jack. What was the last big firing that they had? There was a union argument, and it all fell through, and so the company's just like, "Fuck it, you're all fired." I forget who it was, but one of the reporters was like, "I can't even get into the building to get my shit." That's different than this, though.
Yeah,
he just showed up at the wrong time. They'd given him like, "Hey, you guys can show up between like 12 and 5 Monday through Thursday," or some shit like that. And instead of checking his email before he went to the office, he just drove into the office and it was locked. That's not what they literally took all of her shit. Like, you can't have this. This is ours. I hope she backed up her files. If she was smart, she has her own computer with it on it too.
Yeah. But still, this is pretty weird that a journalist would have their stuff seized, unless it's in their contract that's considered work product, and all her notes belong to them, which I highly doubt was in her contract because she's way too important of a journalist. Like, she's been at 3 or 4 different agencies over the years, and each time upgraded. She's not a like random person. She's a big time reporter. She's actually respected, which is not what you can say about most reporters these days.
Mr. Hugh in chat says, would depend if their employment contract stated that it belonged to the company. If it was stated that it belonged to the company, nobody would be questioning this.
Yeah. But this is unheard of. I mean, even Britt Hume came out and said that in all his years, he's been in journalism for like 60 years, and he's never heard of this.
Catherine Herridge, who is in the middle of a First Amendment case being closely watched by journalists nationwide, was among 20 CBS News staffers let go as part of hundreds of employees at parent company Paramount Global. Her firing had stunned coworkers. She was looking into the Biden laptop thing. That shouldn't surprise you at all. Stunned coworkers, but the network decision to hold on to her personal materials along with her work laptop, where she may have other confidential info, has left many staffers shaken, according to insiders. It's so extraordinary, a source familiar with the situation told the Post, noting that the files, which are presumptively now the property of CBS News, most likely contain confidential material from Heritage's stints on both Fox and CBS. That makes it sound like they took her personal computer, Jack.
Yeah, it sounds like they took her computer, because if it's got stuff from her time at Fox on it, that's not a CBS computer. There's no way.
The source said the network boxed up all her personal belongings, except for her notes and files, and informed her that it would decide what, if anything, would be returned to her. Yeah, sure. They never seize documents when they let you go, a second source close to the network said. They want to see what damaging documents she has. A CBS spokesperson pushed back on claims that the network plans to keep any sensitive belongings. We have respected her request to not go through the files. Wait a minute. How are you going to determine whether or not to give it back to her if you're not going to examine it?
How do they
Anyone?
know that there's stuff from her time at Fox on there too?
I'm very curious how they're going to what are they going to do? Be like, it's a laptop, so it's ours?
Yeah, they're gonna Hunter Biden this shit. See, they're gonna say it's both theirs and not theirs at the same time.
Anyway, out of concern for confidential sources, the office she occupied has remained secure since her departure. We are prepared to pack up the rest of her files immediately on her behalf, with her representative present as she requested. Yeah, this is just not done. It's not done. But for some reason in this case it was, which makes me wonder, what is on those files?
What did she get close to? So I think some politician put pressure, probably Biden's administration, on them to get rid of her for this because she got too close to something. So they're going to give her back a blank computer.
It's just weird that, I mean, I've never heard of that, being fired in such a way like that. What did she do? Like bring a gun to work? This is supposedly a firing because of financial reasons. This is, hey, we're not making money. We got to cut the fat. And they're treating her like she was busted stealing. So they had to escort her out immediately.
Yeah, like she got caught with a stapler under her arm or something.
What is it they think she has or know she has?
I don't know, but it must be juicy. And if she's smart, she's got backup somewhere.
All right. Speaking of backup, that's actually a weird segue that fits here.
How sad is she? 50-50 Frosted. Depends on if it's the Clintons or not.
Jack, you know who Alexander Smirnov is? He's the guy who who filled out that one FBI paperwork that said the Bidens each got $5 million, Hunter and Joe from the Chinese, I think it was.
Oh,
or no,
yeah.
Ukraine. Well, Special Prosecutor Weiss has indicted him for lying to the FBI in that specific instance. And he goes to his preliminary hearing, and the judge says, "You know what? No, this guy, he can be free on bail until the trial." FBI informant accused of lying about $10 million Biden bribery allegation rearrested under bizarre circumstances.
Yeah, they're going to find a way to keep this guy in jail so he can't talk to anyone. And he's going to get sad in jail.
Yeah, what makes this weird is that when you make those kind of deals, right? It's like, okay, you can be out on your own until the trial as long as you don't do A, B, C, or D. He didn't break any terms of his release. They rearrested him for the same fucking crime.
Yep. Look, the rules don't apply the way they used to. Now we're going with Stasi rules. We didn't like that you got out, so we're just going to arrest you again for the same thing until we get the result we want.
It's already amazing enough watching all the Democrats running around talking about how, oh my God, this guy, he worked for the Russians. He spread Russian propaganda. You do realize that you guys did that for 4 years under Trump, right? And you're still doing it?
Always accuse your enemy of what you're doing.
The Steele dossier, the large parts of it literally came from the Russians.
Yeah.
But now suddenly they're like, oh my God, I can't believe there's Russian disinformation out there.
It's shocking, I know.
Now, I don't know if the guy's real or not. According to the special prosecutor Weiss, this guy didn't even have any contact with Burisma at the time. He wasn't in Ukraine or wasn't with the right people in Ukraine, so therefore he's clearly lying.
Then why are they so eager to keep him in jail?
Yeah, it is kind of weird. And to rearrest him for the same crime when a judge has said, no, this guy's fine. Now their argument is, hey, he's a dual citizen because he's Israeli and American. He came back to the United States. They arrested him here. He was arrested in his lawyer's office. He wasn't arrested at the airport. He was with his lawyers trying to, go over the case. And they're like, yeah, we got to arrest you again for this same thing that the judge said we can't keep you locked up for.
Well, that judge was wrong. They wanted a different judge.
Yeah. The people involved in this need to be arrested. This is a clear and blatant abuse of power.
Look, but that's becoming the norm.
Yeah,
how many times have we seen these federal agencies just spit in the Constitution and say, no, we're going to do whatever the fuck we want anyway? I mean, the ATF does it every time they change the rules on like a bump stock or those triggers.
This is why Ramaswamy is correct in saying we need to fire 75% of the government.
Yeah.
Just outright, get rid of them.
Well, they don't care. They know that the rules don't apply to them.
Eagle says, I don't know how we get out of all this shit we're in. I'm with you. I don't either. It is such a corrupt fucking system.
It's getting really scary.
You have them literally using the court systems to try to take people out. And even when that doesn't work, they're like, well, fuck it. We'll do it anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. The rules don't matter to the feds. So a good time to remind everybody to like, share, and subscribe and give us money if you can. Because we're poor and I won't survive long in jail without cigarette money.
For the record, it's not just the feds who are corrupt, Jack. Outrage over New York City's migrant debit card handouts could net New Jersey company $1.8 million in profits.
I just put that link in the side chat. Did you pull that up?
No, I had this one.
Oh.
New Jersey startup that snagged a controversial no-bid $53 million contract with New York City to give migrants prepaid debit cards could net a whopping $1.8 million in profits by taking a cut of the funds doled out to the asylum seekers, the Post has learned.
Yeah, whose cousin got this sweetheart deal?
The one-year deal signed by Mayor Eric Adams' administration and tech finance company Mobility Capital Finance, first reported by the Post last month, is now raising eyebrows with some members of the city council who noted the agreement didn't undergo the usual competitive bidding process.
Oh, shocker.
Didn't we see this with Holchel and the jab?
Yeah. Yeah, this is some old school Tammany Hall stuff. Like, we're starting to see the rise of, like, obvious, blatant corruption. Like, they don't even care to hide it because, well, why should we have to, pass by our friends? We're just giving back.
Who's in the government or who in the government is linked to this deal? You know what? Here's the thing. The links don't have to be as blatant as like Fannie Willis's case. This could be a friend of a friend. This is backhanded bullshit.
Yeah, somebody who donated a lot of money has got a cousin that needs a contract, and they're like, hey, look, I donated a lot of money to you, and Vinny here needs a job in shipping.
If you go back to the Holchel stuff, it was somebody who had donated a little bit of money to her. They get this massive contract, and then they donated a shit ton of money to her.
Yep.
And that all just got swept away. Blatant government corruption.
Oh, there's nothing to see here. That's the norm. These people don't go to jail. They're all protected.
All right. There's not much more to it other than, these guys are getting a shit ton of money for giving out New Yorkers money to illegals, Jack.
Yeah. Yeah. Lots of free money going around, and if you're homeless and struggling, fuck you, because they don't care about you. You're not the shiny new toy.
Yeah, you're not going to net a company in New Jersey. It's not even a New York company, Jack.
No, why keep it
Which,
local?
which, if I remember correctly, wasn't the Holchel one in New Jersey too?
I think so.
Yeah, I mean it's just asinine. Anyway, there's a few other stories I want to get to. I see you got some stuff in the side chat. We'll get there.
We just ran over one of them.
Yeah, there you go. So there's one less.
Yeah.
Do we want to watch her? No, I really don't. I really don't. I do recommend the new Madam Web from Pitch Meeting. It's another banger from him. He's awesome. I just said banger. God damn it.
Yes, you did. Yes,
I
you
gotta
did.
stop.
You're hip with the kids.
I gotta stop watching black creators reacting to stuff. God damn it.
Monkey's a hipster.
I want to get to the oh, let's do this one because it's kind of an update.
Is it a banger?
It is a banger. It is
Does
a banger.
it slap?
It's lit, man. Yale's new flexible testing policy. So we talked probably a couple months ago now, about how universities were like, maybe standardized testing is a good way to decide who gets admitted here.
That's crazy talk.
Yale has become the newest member of that group and deciding that they're going to start using standardized tests again, except they say that you can also use the your advanced placement or international baccalaureate exam scores instead of the ACT or the SAT.
Oh.
But still going with, hey, show us you actually, can learn. Because what they're finding out is the same thing that everybody told them would happen. When you get rid of standards, people aren't going to be able to meet your standards.
Yeah, you're just setting people up for failure if they can't
Yeah.
meet the requirements.
And that doesn't mean that some people get missed who probably could have been good students. Sure, it happens. But is that the norm? When you're an elite university, hang on, I'm trying to retain laughter, like Yale, and you have a limited number of spots, you want the people who are going to succeed because that makes your school look better.
What? Bigot.
Yeah. Baccalaureate is just another version like SAT and stuff. Yeah. And so is the AP. I mean, it's the AP exams that you take. You still have to basically show your work. And so while they opened it up for more testing, it's still testing that's going to be required because it's just the smart way to do it.
I don't know. That sounds kind of bigoted.
Okay, this is what I wanted to talk about. This is from Libs at TikTok. It's Stripe being Stripe again. I don't know if they just weren't aware of this. Breaking, Stripe disabled my account. They also are holding on to my funds and won't release them. I called and emailed them. They aren't giving me a straight answer. This has been going on for a month. Nobody's been able to subscribe to my newsletter, and my funds are frozen. And then she asked for Elon Musk to look into it. She goes on to say that Stripe fixed her account after it taking a month. Once it blew up on social media,
noticed.
They were like, "Oh yeah, our bad. We didn't. Whoops." What is Stripe? Stripe is a payment processing service.
Yeah, they do the majority of like credit card transactions and stuff like that. If you do any kind of money moving, you've probably used Stripe, whether you knew it or not.
And we've talked about them before when people have had their credit and bank accounts and stuff frozen. It's almost always traced back to Stripe.
Yeah, Stripe, MasterCard, they're all kind of interconnected. Real quick though, thank you, Evolved Potato. Someone found an article snippet from 43 years ago of a real estate sale. It went for 20 million, an astounding amount. Oh, also the name of the property was Mar-a-Lago. 43 years and somehow the price went down 2 million.
Yeah, we would have got to that eventually. Here's the picture. Yeah, the judge in the Trump case declared that Mar-a-Lago, this is from July 16th of 1981, it sold for $20 million at the time. And the judge just declared that it's only worth $18 million. Anybody want to actually go? I didn't go and do the translation. Let's pull up an inflation calculator. Let's see, inflation calculator. Stop asking me for results close to me. It's an inflation calculator, you retard. So we can go to, let's see, July of 81. In today's numbers, what is 20 million? 20, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Oh, you have to use a number less than 10 million for this specific one.
Just do 10 million and double it.
Don't tell me what to do.
I'll do what I want.
It's worth 36 million now. 36 and a half.
In today's money, wow, that's
the judge is valuing it. The judge is valuing it at half of what it's worth to say Donald Trump and them lied about what it was worth.
And you forget, like, the brand recognition of Mar-a-Lago now being associated with Trump adds value to it. That whole thing is just a bunch of nonsense.
Oh, you know what's even more? At the time, it was a private estate. I went and there's a link where you can go read the article. This was just a person's home at the time. Now it's a fucking luxury resort.
Yeah, like Evolve pointed out, renovations that he's done to upgrade it. You know, I'm sure there's Wi-Fi there and all these other amenities. I have no doubt the value is well more than double what he paid for it.
The banks were Trump's witnesses, yeah, because the banks didn't have a problem with this. This was all political.
Yeah, no, there was no victim here. The banks were happy about what they got, and they wanted to do business with them again.
Jack, let's say that in official documents, lying about the worth of something is worthy of going or of getting hugely fined for.
You would think so.
Shouldn't the judge be facing a major fine for this?
He should be thrown off the bench for this because, well, for multiple reasons. But yeah, he should be. But he's not, because judges protect their own. It's an insular group. They don't like to go against each other. At most, they're going to overrule him, and he's never going to face any real consequences for the problems he's caused, the amount of money he's cost Trump and his lawyers, the reputational damage. No, there's no consequences to any of this because government officials protect their own, just like politicians.
Qualified immunity doesn't apply to judges.
No, they have this judicial protection. I forget what it's called. They have something similar to qualified immunity, but it's much more broad.
Trans activist family says St. Patrick's Cathedral new funeral would celebrate ex-sex worker and loved ones want an apology. Dun, dun, dun. So this trans activist dies. I forget how. I don't know if they even tell us. Judging by some of their activism, I'm guessing AIDS. Don't worry, AIDS doesn't kill anymore, though. But they go to St. Patrick's Cathedral and they have this funeral, and about midway through, the cathedral pulls the plug and like, no, get out. And they're like, you guys knew we were this. All right. The family of a trans activist and former sex worker whose funeral St. Patrick's Cathedral was abruptly cut short have denied that the church was duped into holding the ceremony, with some loved ones calling for an apology. St. Patrick's officials have said that they had no idea about Cecilia Gentili. I'm just calling her Cecilia Genitals. Background before agreeing to holding a funeral mass for her on February 15th. When she was eulogized as, quote, the mother of all whores, and was pictured with a halo over her head surrounded with the words transvestite and whore.
Oh, that's weird.
You did this in a church.
There's no decorum or respect anymore.
You put a halo with the words transvestite and whore over her head in a church.
Yeah, they don't
You
care. They obviously they have no respect for religious practices of any kind. So they don't respect the church. Why would they care? They get to slap the church while at the same time celebrating their friend. It's a win-win for them.
In a statement, Genital's family's members denied they had deceived the church. They said the only deception present at St. Patrick's Cathedral is that it claims to be a welcoming place for all.
Well, I don't. You're welcome to come in, but you don't get to put your feet on the furniture. You don't come in and spit on someone and be like, "You're not welcoming because you were mean to me because I spit on you."
So they committed sacrilege and were surprised. Yeah. And for them to be fucking like, we are owed an apology. No, you owe St. Patrick's Cathedral an apology. That was blatantly disrespectful.
No, see, they're the victims. They're perpetual victims. It's always somebody hurting them. That's how these people think. I'm not just talking about trans people. I'm talking about these specific people. They obviously have a
You're
victim
activists.
complex. Yeah, activists always have a victim complex.
Hate Me, thank you so much for becoming a member. I appreciate it. Don't forget, guys, you
Ooh.
support the channel on a monthly basis as well. What else do we have? I skipped some stuff to get down to that Mar-a-Lago thing, so now I got to go back up. I don't know if there's anything else. Did we cover the New York law that was going to allow non-citizens to vote?
I think we talked about it real briefly the other day.
It was another one of those where they're like, hey, it's municipal elections. We can decide how to do it ourselves. It was shut down by a judge.
What? A judge actually enforcing the law? What?
Then it was shut down by the appellate court. That's the latest revelation. Summer, thank you. Duck. Okay, that's supposed to be fuck. I'm just making sure I'm reading this correctly. Fuck them. That eulogy. They knew what they were doing. They baited this response. 100%. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Well, they had to look like victims somehow.
It's an old tactic. Be an asshole and then be mad when people are like, hey, stop being an asshole. I saw that with Laura Loomer today because she was kept out of somewhere and they're like, people are so afraid of her.
No, it's because she's an asshole.
She's an annoying bitch and nobody wants to deal with her. That's a whole different thing. But she gets to play it up every time as, why are they scared of me?
Because you're a crybaby.
Probably because they're afraid you're going to accuse them of crimes they didn't commit like you've done before to people.
Yep.
Horrible twat. Anyway, I wanted to look at this article, Jack, because while the appellate court made the right decision, there was a dissenter.
Shocker.
Let's get down to her.
While you're looking for that, thank you, Keldrick. These are the kinds of people who say Jesus are with the sinners, but conveniently forget that Jesus also said, "Go and sin no more." Yep. You're exactly correct. Why repent when you think you're perfect?
Jesus ate with the prostitutes. He didn't say what they were doing was fine. He was trying to minister to them to get them to stop being whores.
Yeah, he was trying to change their behavior modification.
He hung out. Yeah, he still treated them like people, but he was like, what you're doing is wrong. That part gets left out of it when anybody brings up that kind of stuff.
Because they're trying to justify their own bad behavior.
Yep. It's the same as when we hear Joseph and Mary were illegal immigrants. No, they really weren't. You're just a retard.
I am so sick of that stupid argument. Like, have you read the Bible? Like, they were going home for the census.
And she wasn't turned away because she was pregnant or because she was a foreigner. It was because there was no room at the inn.
Yeah, that's kind of in the story, like a key element of we're booked, no vacancy. Go sleep in the shed if you want.
Yeah.
They really overlooked the charity of the innkeeper.
Yeah.
Because that gets lost in that. The innkeeper could have just told them to fuck right off, but he's like, look, you're pregnant. You could go in the barn. That's the best I could do. That's all I've got. And it's not like he charged them like $100 for that.
We're going to need all your frankincense to stay there.
Yeah.
By the way, the gifts brought for Jesus. What a horrible fucking baby gift.
Right? You can't play with that.
Nobody thought to bring him a rattle? Shit.
Yeah, like, or a mobile so you could like look at stuff.
Judge Lilane, I fucking don't care. Judge Juan issued a dissenting opinion. Quote, the majority, by deeming the non-citizen voting law invalid, effectively prohibits municipalities across the state from deciding for themselves the people who are entitled to a voice in the local election process.
They're not entitled to a voice. That's
No.
the point.
Yeah, it's in the state constitution that citizens can vote.
Yeah. So the illegals are not citizens, therefore not entitled to a voice. They're not supposed to be here.
The majority's determination also disenfranchises. You can't disenfranchise somebody who doesn't have a right to vote.
Especially a criminal that came here without proper authority.
Disenfranchises nearly 1 million residents of the city, despite the fact that its people's duly elected representatives have opted to enfranchise those same residents.
Oh, fuck off.
Politicians doing illegal things doesn't make it okay, you silly bitch.
But somebody's feelings will get hurt, monkey. Well, yeah. Oh my God, somebody's feelings. Don't you care about their feelings, monkey? You monster.
Staten Island Borough President Vito Fossella was the lead plaintiff in the case, along with Assemblyman Michael, I don't care. During a time when nearly 200,000 migrants have flooded our city and streets, disrupting the public and attacking our police officers, my colleagues and I have worked tirelessly to protect our voting laws, which were created for citizens of the United States. Democracy always wins, and I'm proud to say it was delivered yet again today. He does the democracy thing. Democracy, I mean, if it would have won, you could make the case that democracy won, right? If it's like, no, you can let these illegals vote. Because all democracy means is you let people vote, guys. They keep talking about it as though it's some kind of like sacred, holy thing. It literally just means let's take a vote. Democracy won.
They're trying to change the definition, I think, to of democracy to communism.
Yeah,
I'm more and more convinced of that.
It's just asinine. It really is. Do I want to watch her?
I don't know. Maybe.
Well, we got two women we could watch.
Ugh. Oh,
one of them is my favorite congresswoman these days, Miss Jasmine Crockett. This is a woman who was swearing on the House floor and then had the balls to bitch that people were that Republicans used mean words on the House floor.
Oh, mean words.
They said swear words. It's okay when she does it, but not when Republicans do it because she's sassy.
Yeah, she's a strong, independent black woman, and Republicans are evil monsters.
All right, let's Jay Kroc.
I have said before.
Oh my God, is that too loud? I hate her voice.
No, it's just piercing because she's annoying.
Okay, all right.
That has really offended so many of my colleagues on the other side of the aisle is that we not only are supposed to swear to fight those enemies that are domestic, but also foreign. But it is weird when it seems like a lot of the domestic enemies are right here serving in the House with us. And that's what we have, because everyone should be ashamed. Everyone should be appalled that they have been peddling Russian propaganda. I have said.
She's talking about the guy we talked about earlier, Smirnov. You guys, hey, sweetie, why don't you walk down the hall and talk to Adam Schiff about peddling Russian propaganda? You want to do that? I'm betting not. Just asking. But they're the enemy within, Jack.
Oh, the enemy within.
I am glad to see her speech therapy is working because she was on her best behavior. Have you ever watched this woman in front of Congress when she's doing her thing? You know, she's up there questioning witnesses. Forgive me for saying so, but that is one ghetto bitch.
Yeah, she's kind of a hood rat.
She is. She absolutely is. She makes Fannie Willis seem absolutely articulate. She is horrible to watch. But anyway, Jack, the other one goes back to the story from the top of the show. I was gonna show it and kind of forgot at the time because, well, I really don't want to have to deal with this bitch. This is another Google employee, Jack, who's working on Gemini, who's part of the Gemini program. And Matt Walsh shared these videos. This is just one of many that was shared. Thank you so much, Frosty Glass. Sounds like she's waiting for results from Maury. Believe it or not, that is her being the most English proper she can be. Seriously, go watch her sometime. It's fucking amazing. But anyway, White Woman is here to tell us about diversity and stuffs.
Allyship involves the acts to support and amplify the voice of members of marginalized groups in ways that they cannot do alone. In the workplace, this can involve many things, from being an active mentor or sponsor to those from historically marginalized communities, to managers of managers setting specific goals in hiring and growth for their teams.
When she says specific goals for hiring and growth, she means of people of color, of women, of anybody but white guys. She's not just talking about, hey, build a good team. We got to get all the non-honkies in here.
No, build a good team of non-whites.
To ensure fairness and equity of opportunity and outcomes.
Equity of opportunity and outcomes. Is anybody confused?
For underrepresented populations. However, back to the point.
You know, this has been brought up before. I just want one of these people to answer the question. Are you looking for the actual break? Because they always say underrepresented. Okay. In an office, if there's 10 people and 2 of them are black, those 2 black people overrepresent black people. Should you fire one? Are you going to do that? No. They're underrepresented, so we have to overrepresent them. Well, if you're overrepresenting people, that means you're underrepresenting other people. That's how over and underrepresentation works. Just admit you're racist. And in this case, you're racist against yourself. I notice you still have a job. You didn't quit so that somebody else could have that job. How many black people are represented in your specific job, lady? I'm looking at you and I'm listening to your accent, and I'm guessing you've only ever seen black people in pictures.
Yeah.
Part of those black Irish running around all over.
Well, she's only seen them in Google generated images.
She saw them on Gemini.
Language being very important. Using the title of ally can also come across as othering. So
using the title of ally can come across as othering. Seriously, white bitches, do you guys just sit around flogging yourselves all day?
Yes.
Dangerous, thank you. Are her eyebrows different heights? Yes, they are. They absolutely are. They are horribly drawn on. She might as well just get a Nike swoosh at this point.
I always state both the groups I'm a member of and support, as well as those that I'm a member of, more of a mentor and a sponsor of, to ensure that it doesn't look like that I'm othering others.
She just said that out loud. So it doesn't look like I'm othering others.
It's a lot of word salad.
You just othered others by saying you don't other others.
Yes. Well, The Othering. Dun, 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 it's a horror movie for wokies.
White bitches, what is up with you? Fuck. I'm to the point now I'm just calling them white bitches. It's not hashtag white bitches reform.
So for example, I would say I'm an ally of women, Black people, LGBTQ. I want to say I'm a champion advocate of all of these groups, not that I'm outside or exclusionary of them.
You just changed the word. I'm not an ally. I'm a champion. Well,
What sounds more condescending? I am your champion, or
she
I'm your
literally,
ally.
she literally goes to white savior.
Oh yeah, absolutely. No, she's not just their savior; she's their champion monkey. There was a meeting; they elected her to represent them, and she's gonna go out and into a gladiatorial type arena and slay the enemies of the poor, weak brown people that she thinks she's representing.
There's another one of these where she says that when she first got her job, she built her team and it was diverse, Jack, but she made a mistake. And the mistake she made was in treating everybody the same. I'm not kidding. We could even watch the
Ooh.
video. But she treated everybody the same, but she did not realize that that made some people feel lesser because they came to her and said, I don't feel represented in higher management, so I feel different here.
You are different. You're not upper management. You're a peon.
Well, if you're treating everybody equal and somebody comes to you and says, yeah, I feel like I'm not being treated equal because your boss isn't the same color as I am, fire that person because they're a retard.
Yeah, they're retarded and going to cause you a lot of problems.
Yeah, they're going to get you sued eventually.
Yes.
Yeah, that is not somebody you should have work. But if you were ever questioning whether or not our jokes about, the white savior complex and all that are real, no, it's all real stuff. This literally, I'm not your ally, I'm your champion.
I am like a knight in shining armor. I am so awesome. You have no idea. I'm just better than you.
Man. Jesus Christ. Can we get them a hobby, please? Can we have a new 50 Shades of Grey written so that these idiots will shut up for 10 minutes and read a book?
Do you really think this person reads, Monkey?
Yes, absolutely. They read a whole bunch of lefty nonsense. They read all of the stuff that their college forced on them of Marxist propaganda. We could get them some 50 Shades of Grey. She'll read about somebody having their tampon pulled out and she'll shut the fuck up for a few minutes and let people live their lives. I have to save the Negroes. They're fine without you, lady. Oh, you have that TikTok video in here, or the one from Libs of TikTok. I don't even know what's going on in that video.
Oh, that's why it's the last one.
I for fuck's sake, man. Fucking white women too. It's like it's on theme.
Well, yeah, when you brought that chick on, I was like, I got to find that video.
Yeah, hang on, guys. We'll get to that. That'll be how we end the show tonight. But we got some articles before that. Texas AG Paxton sues NGO aiding migrants, accuses it of encouraging illegal immigration. Here you go. You want to stop illegals? Start going after the companies. That is how you really want to stop them. You get caught with illegals working for you, we get to tax you at 95%.
Oh no, jail. Put them in jail. Start arresting people for this.
They ain't scared of jail. Take their money.
Yeah, we'll take their money and put them in jail. It sends a message. Real quick, thank you, Tyrite, for that feminist donation. This woman is like the people who proclaim themselves as an alpha. I don't want this champion leading the line. Yeah, whenever somebody says, I am your champion, you should immediately suspect them of being a weirdo, because they probably are. They have some sort of messiah complex or something. I don't know what's wrong with them, but there will be something seriously wrong with them. Oh, stand behind me, precious minority. Your white champion is here. Ugh.
Oh, damn it. Ads are starting to pop up. First on Fox, Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton is suing a Catholic non-governmental organization operating in the state and wants to have its registration revoked, alleging that it is encouraging illegal immigration and operating a stash house for those entering illegally.
Yeah, these people should be charged with aiding and abetting terrorism.
Mm-hmm. Paxton has sued Annunciation House. What is it? That's a weird name.
Yeah, well, they're a bunch of fucking weirdos. What do you want?
a Catholic nonprofit set up in the 80s and is seeking to revoke its registration to operate in Texas. Annunciation House describes itself as a volunteer organization that offers hospitality to migrants, immigrants, and refugees in El Paso. Rooted in Catholic social teaching, the volunteers of Annunciation House live simply and in community in the same houses as the guests we serve, who are mostly from Mexico and Central America. We also participate in. So you're admitting you're encouraging illegals to come in. I don't know why he has to sue.
I
Why?
don't either.
Why can't the state just revoke their ability? The Paxton lawsuit accuses the group of openly and flagrantly violating many provisions of law in a systemic fashion. Specifically, it accuses it of providing shelter to illegals who have evaded law enforcement, of encouraging illegal immigration and engaging in human smuggling, and of operating a stash house. Well, it like they admitted to all of that on their website.
Yep. Start charging people with human trafficking.
Annunciation House appears to be engaging in the operation of an illegal stash house by potentially allowing others to use its real estate to engage in human smuggling, the lawsuit says. Yeah, sounds like. And I don't understand why the state just doesn't have the power to do it.
There's probably some weird nuance to it because they're, I think, a 501c3 or something like that.
Yeah, but a 501(c)(3), no charitable organization is allowed to be breaking the law.
Yeah, but there might be some to pull their charter to operate in the state. You probably have to jump through a bunch of stupid hoops. I don't know. Either way, he's doing the right thing. So Texas is leading the way in putting a stop to this nonsense.
Yeah, I mean, there's other ways to shut it down. I mean, these are happening. Go ahead and arrest them.
Yeah, start freezing their funding because it's used in criminal operation.
Yep.
Like, where's the RICO statutes? As much as I think those are broken, that if they're on the books, time to start using them.
Yeah, you can't do that because, reasons.
Yeah.
Anyhow, shut them down. The problem, though, in all honesty, is that, I mean, this is what our government is doing anyway. Biden just came out and said that they might have to look at the rules used for who can come in as a refugee. They might have to go back and, do what Trump was doing.
Oh my God. It's almost like that worked.
And even his wasn't far enough. I mean, it is written into law what a refugee is supposed to be, and none of these people qualify.
Nope.
These are not people coming from war-torn countries. That's not what this is. And even then, we have the right under law to say only this many can come in.
Yep.
And they pretended like, no, we can't do that. We're not allowed to. They said the magic word. They said asylum. When they say asylum, you look at it and go, no, and kick them right the fuck back out.
Yeah, this is not like Quasimodo going to the church and yelling, sanctuary!
All of the people that are trying to say that Abbott needs to be thrown in jail for human smuggling for moving immigrants around the country, not one of them says it about the Biden administration doing the exact same fucking thing.
That's because the rules only go in one direction.
Yeah, it's not human smuggling when a Democrat does it.
Exactly.
All right. Hunter Biden says DOJ misrepresented sawdust as cocaine to make him look bad. Hunter, you've admitted that you used to get so high that you smoked Parmesan cheese, homie. That was you. You said that, not nobody else.
That was like 5 days ago.
Attorneys for President Joe Biden's son, Hunter, have accused reckless federal prosecutors of tarnishing their client's reputation by publicly releasing a photograph showing lines of sawdust that they misrepresented as cocaine. Do we have a picture? Oh, here. God, that's a tiny ass picture. No, get that fucking ad off here.
Clearly sawdust, monkey.
I mean, I don't see sawdust there.
Like somebody said on Twitter. Sorry, I forgot who said it. I always line up my sawdust.
Yeah, that does not look like sawdust to me. Anyway, Biden's attorney, Abe Lowell and Bartholomew Dalton. Good on your parents for naming you Bartholomew. Probably got beat up a lot and made you stronger. Made the allegation that prosecutors were misrepresenting evidence in a February 20th court filing in the District Court for the District of Delaware, where their client was indicted on 3 felony counts of making false statements to a gun dealer and possessing a firearm while using drugs. Mr. Biden has pled not guilty after he pled guilty and the sweetheart deal got thrown away.
Yeah.
For which he could face up to 25 years in prison if convicted. It's in Delaware. He's not going to be convicted. I don't know what they're worried about. In the latest filing, Mr. Biden's attorneys accused special counsel David Weiss, he's the asshole from the Smirnov case, of waging an unnecessary fight about tangential issues and pushing back on requests by Biden to provide him with all pertinent discovery materials that they say he needs to prepare his defense. Are they really arguing that Hunter Biden doesn't have access to his own stuff?
Yes.
That's not me farting. That is a motorcycle out at 6:30 in the morning with tailpipes way too loud. I don't know if you guys could even hear it, but I could hear it through my headphones. For all its bluster, there is nothing improper nor out of the ordinary for Mr. Biden to make the same request. You know what, Jack? They're changing the argument. I want to know more about the this is specifically the headlines like sawdust. Why was there sawdust on that? It's not like that was a table saw or anything. Why was there a shit ton of sawdust on that table?
He was just doing some random sawing. You know, like you do. You know, you get bored, you get a hacksaw out and start cutting stuff up. Sometimes you get a power saw because you're really bored. And you're just like, time to collect some sawdust.
Thank you for your kidding for that feminist $12. Shit is going south for me rather quickly, so may not see me for a while for the ramen or donation fund. Thank you so much. I'm sorry to hear things are going south. I hope everything's okay.
Yeah, hope everything works out for you.
Yeah, sorry to hear that. Mr. Biden's attorney alleged in their latest filing that prosecutors have been gun shy about confirming that they have met their discovery obligations. Look, I'm not going to stick up for Weiss here because that guy's a douchebag too. He tried burying this whole Hunter Biden thing to begin with.
Yep.
Have a good night, did you?
Later, did you?
One example of these curious techniques that Mr. Biden's lawyers cite is a prosecution alleged heavy reliance on a brown leather pouch the prosecutors allege belonged to Mr. Biden and that contained cocaine residue. Police obtained the pouch from a garbage scavenger who pulled it from a public trash can. Prosecutors treat this evidence as a smoking gun. He's already admitted he did this. And this is why you don't make a deal until you know it's in stone. If I'm the news media around this, I just keep saying, hey, he already admitted this when he was going to get a sweetheart deal for it.
Yeah.
The prosecution treats this evidence as a smoking gun, but if it were so, despite the pouch's questionable provenance, it is dumbfounding that the prosecution waited 5 years before testing it for narcotics.
Not if they were trying to bury it.
Exactly. What case do you think you're making there? Seriously. Hey, they were trying to protect our client for 5 years. Why did they suddenly get him now?
Why did they suddenly stop?
Another example they gave was in fairness to Hunter Biden, I know that's a weird statement. The only reason this is happening is because they are trying to keep all the pressure off of Joe.
Yeah.
As long as they can make it about Hunter, it can all be swept under the rug. It can all have sweetheart deals made. He's facing 25 years in prison for this, and they were going to give him probation.
Yeah. Real quick. Thank you, Furry Kitten, for that feminist donation plus 66. Squirrel genocide now, apart from the red ones. Well, yeah, I'm opposed to killing gingers as in principle, but the red ones don't break into my home. And Frosted said, first Parmesan, now sawdust. Are we sure Hunter is just too dumb to do drugs?
Well, he was reportedly high all the time, so yes.
Yeah.
Another-
I think Eagle's right. Joe will just pardon Hunter for whatever he gets.
Yeah, he can do that too. But the reason, look, I think all of the scrutiny is deserved, but he was living a sweetheart deal until they were like, we have to distract from Joe's crimes.
Yeah.
We have to pretend we're being honest in the Trump prosecutions. So in that way, look, he deserves all of this, but none of this was going to happen until their hand was forced. It took them 5 years to check that thing for any kind of narcotics. And now they're like, yeah, we had to look at it. Well, you did, but it was out of political reasoning.
Yeah, were just...
Go ahead.
They were just waiting for the statute of limitations to expire.
Yeah. The fact that they are finally doing this, it's not because, hey, justice is prevailing. It's because they were forced into it because of their own political machinations. So fuck them. Anyway, another example they gave was a photograph that Mr. Weiss included as an exhibit attached to public February 13th court filing that he claimed was one of multiple photographs of video's apparent cocaine, crack cocaine, and drug paraphernalia. The photograph shows 3 lines of yellow dust. Does that look yellow? I mean,
it looks like there's discoloration in the lighting.
Yeah. Yellow dust arranged on a carpenter's table. That does not look like a table saw to me. Oh, I guess, yeah, right over there. All right. On a workbench, it looked like lines of coke, but Mr. Biden's attorneys say they aren't. Okay, you know what? Here, Jack. This is sawdust. Everybody, sure. This is sawdust. That's one picture. That's one example. Do I need to actually pull up the picture of Hunter with a crack pipe in his mouth as he passed out with it that way?
Hey, sometimes it was a meth pipe.
They're acting like, hey, there was nothing. How dare you suggest this degenerate piece of shit was a cokehead? It's known he was a cokehead.
He's admitted it several times.
He got kicked out of the Navy for it. He's been to rehab at least 3 times for it. His dad tried to use it as an excuse to not talk about this. Hey, a family dealing with drug issues shouldn't be questioned about stuff. Fuck you. All right, yeah, maybe you got him on the sawdust, Jack. It was the sawdust. Sure it was. Yeah, that makes sense. But what about all the other evidence? Is anybody really going to argue that Hunter was not a cokehead and actually a crackhead?
I think Hunter's going to argue that because he's stupid.
It's in your military history, motherfucker.
Obviously, they were just out to get him.
But what he's going to argue is that, hey, when I filled that out, I wasn't doing drugs.
I was high at the time.
Okay, so that's the one we already did over there. And I just want to say in advance, I have no idea what the fuck's happening here. Do you know the context of this, Jack?
Nope.
We got crazy white women living out a weird West Side Story kind of thing going on here.
Yep.
And it doesn't seem to be in English, so I don't even know where this is from.
It might be American. I don't know.
Shouldn't they be snapping their fingers as they're walking towards each other?
No, because that's upsetting to people with auditory issues. Remember, they gotta do jazz hands and shit like that. See, he's doing jazz hands.
I don't even know what's happening. I don't know.
See, if you go back to the very beginning, and you have that kind of build up, I equate that to the feminist version of Thundercats Ho.
Maybe. Yeah, I get you.
Oh, look, you're in the shot.
This actually nice. This is the beginning. That in there's two versions I've seen of this, and one of them it starts with the chick screaming, and this one it starts with them standing like that and then shows her screaming.
Yeah, because they're doing the thunder, but it's like some sort of weird guttural feminist. I'm too ugly to have a boyfriend kind of thing. And there's one dude over there that's like, I'm totally getting laid tonight by one of these hairy bitches.
Thank you, Furry Kitten. If Hunter wasn't protected and wasn't a sociopath like his father, he would have detwinned, I'm not sure you say that word, with his mother for the betterment of mankind. Ooh. Wow. That's dark.
They're one more time. Charge homes deep.
Let's look at the champions here. These are the people's champions, Jack.
They are. They're the heroes we need.
I don't need to actually listen to them. We'll let them play as we talk. I don't understand what this is. It kind of looks like one of those weird things guys used to do where they'd go into the woods and scream to get in touch with their primal side.
That's where like beta men went to do that shit because they thought it was somehow what real men do.
Thank you, Michael. Sorry I'm late to the party, everyone. Google has been doing this racist bullshit for years with Google Images. We shouldn't be shocked, just angry. Back to the start. We'll get to that if you watch the full thing. But yeah, I don't know if I even want to know what the context of this is.
I mean, is there any good context that could be from this?
Yeah, I could imagine a scenario where this is just, people being silly kind of thing.
If I thought they were being silly, yeah, but this is some sort of weird performance art shit.
I'm not really sure what it's supposed to be. It's just weird. And I can't help but notice it's all white women, so
yeah.
Brain damage is the context. Fair enough. Naruto, stop it. All right, guys, we are a little bit short of 2 hours, but we're gonna wrap up here because we've gone over everything, and I want to go play Borderlands. I was talking about Borderlands on somebody asked me. It was oh shit, Viper asked me my thoughts on the Borderlands trailer, and I went more in depth than what I thought about it, and I really do think that this movie's going to just flop. And it's because they didn't stay true to it, Jack. And we had several conversations about it. And it just made me want to play Borderlands. Like, God damn it. I have other games I'm playing right now. So I played for about an hour before I went up and hung out with my wife earlier today. So I'm probably going to go play some Borderlands.
No, that's fair.
I might even fire up Twitch as I do it. I'm not sure. I got to go say hi to Lady Monkey because she should be up and around right now. I hear her in her office above me. And then... when will the game streams return, Monkey? Well, maybe in about half an hour. So I'm gonna go say hi to the wife and then fire up some Borderlands. I haven't played it in quite some time, and I was surprised at how well I was doing, which always leads to bad things, Jack. If I'm doing well, I get overconfident and then shit goes haywire.
Oh yeah, that'll happen.
Yeah. I've been playing Helldivers 2. I was asked about Helldivers, and it's not a game I will ever play. This is going to sound so fucked up, Jack. I like games where I shoot people, not where I shoot bugs.
Oh.
Shooting aliens, shooting demons, especially the really weird-looking one, that really doesn't do it for me. I want to shoot people.
You heard it here first, people.
And in that game, it's almost entirely shooting bugs. I think it is entirely shooting bugs, and that's what turns me off of it. It looks like it's fun gameplay and everything. It's just I don't care about shooting bugs. Yeah, it's who I am. I'm not going to apologize for it. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for hanging out with us. Thank you for the donations. You guys are awesome. Jack, anything you want to shell out?
No, I'll do something here eventually. I'll get something done, but I've been really busy in my personal life, so haven't really had time. Sorry, everybody. But thank you for the donations.
Have I tried Cosmo Tier? I don't think so. That doesn't sound familiar. And I'm currently playing Xenonauts 2. Never even heard of that one. But anyway, guys, thanks for hanging out. Jack, a pleasure as always.
Always glad to be here.
Twitch.tv/rantingmonkey. Be over there in a little while, within an hour or so. I wish I could just give you an actual time, but it's going to depend on how much time I spend with my wife and my kitten.
Aww.
I've noticed something about Phoebe. She'll cuddle you in certain situations, and it's like, maybe she'll let me cuddle you this way. The only way she will always cuddle me is when I put her on my shoulder like the queen that she is.
You sure it's not a parrot?
She attacked me today for not picking her up to carry her downstairs.
That's a risky maneuver for a cat. I mean, they've only got 9 lives. How many times have you fallen down the stairs?
I rarely carry her down the stairs because of that. But today she's like, pick me up, Dad. And there's certain clues she gives that I know I'm supposed to pick her up. And I'm like, all right. I mean, I like going on roller coasters, and those can be dangerous. So I guess.
Yeah, I guess that's fair.
But anyway, guys, thanks for joining us, Jack. Pleasure. Everyone, have a wonderful night. Take care of yourselves. And we'll see y'all next time.
Bye, everybody.
Monkey has Stockholm Syndrome. Yeah.
Pretty much.
Here's a song at the end of the show. It's time for white bitches to go. They're ruining the world because they care too much. And some of them like it in the butt. I don't know.